Donald Trump is having by far the worst month of his second term. And also, when it comes to what Reverend Sharpton was just talking about, the way that his own base's anger at him has dragged down his agenda in a fundamentally different way than years past. It's also one of the worst months we've seen since he's ever been president, both terms. We can measure that. And that's what makes this a more politically dangerous moment. And I'm going to show you exactly why. We have these prominent MAGA voices. Some are in the Republican Party, some are on Fox News, but more than ever before and the first term, which was many light years ago in terms of technology, we have more independent voices online, which means they're less beholden to some of these other things. That's true regardless of ideology. And so it goes beyond Epstein. In the past weeks and months, some of those voices who are MAGA and voted for Trump and have audiences that they've said are very Trumpified are not just criticizing this or that policy. They're using that same smashing rhetoric that Trump and MAGA folks tend to use against him. He doesn't like how the medicine tastes, but this could be something that's a fundamentally different dynamic than the first term. And I know it's summer, and some people say, hey, we're just going through the motions of politics here, and it all blends together, or it feels the same. But if you care about the facts, as we do, we have to understand what's going on. That's what journalists and authors and political scientists try to do. Something different is happening, and I'm going to show you in this report right now why it's bigger than Epstein, why it includes tariffs, and even some of the overreach on immigration, according to libertarians who do want to lower immigration but say Trump is already doing it the wrong way. This is, from The Beat, the special look at that accumulated bile from these MAGA voices.
Make some noise if you care about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
We're all on stage demanding the release of the Epstein client list.
It is Trump and it is his advisors that have gone with this narrative of them just saying, forget about it, move along.
It's the way they've handled the scandal has been so bad, leading everybody up to the water's edge and then not giving anyone a drink.
Completely agree. This is self-inflicted.
Trump has put his tariffs all over the place. I've been trying to understand him. I don't.
His giant tariff policy that he just dropped on the market unilaterally, probably unconstitutionally.
We're getting flooded with thousands, hundreds of thousands of comments that are very unhappy about this. President Trump was elected primarily to go after the deep state. We want to go after the deep state.
It seems like you think your base is stupid. That's how I feel. I feel like Trump thinks his base is stupid.
And then they're kicking students out that write articles they don't like.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't a university supposed to be a place where someone's allowed to express themselves and have
non-violently?
Yeah. Deporting people because you don't like who they're criticizing? That gets kind of shifty. You got to get scared that people who are not criminals are getting lassoed up and deported. It's horrific.
I don't know how many of you guys are invested in crypto or stocks. What the is going on with our country? Guys, why am I poor?
Everything's in the shitter because of it. I'm down $7 million in stocks and crypto. Maybe don't be on the golf course.
3 times I voted for this man. This is by far the biggest fumble of the administration they've had thus far.
It's indefensible. It's indefensible that the answers aren't there when so much was promised.
The current DOJ under Pam Bondi is covering up crimes, very serious crimes.
Her days are numbered as a member of the Trump administration.
Pam Bondi needs to go at a minimum.
Pam Bondi needs to be fired. Who is rolling this out? The little rascals?
It's very upsetting. It's extremely upsetting.
There is something there, and it's being covered up, and the president blessed it.
We have flight logs. We have information, names that will come out.
Don't tell us all this stuff's coming out, the investigation's massive, and that Trump wants it released, and then say, oh, there's nothing there.
This stinks. This just reeks.
So I'm going to go throw up, actually.
That is so crazy. This is honestly one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
This seems like unforgivable behavior.
For them to do something like this tears my guts out.
I don't want a revolution, but if you wanted a revolution, this is how you would act.
That was 2.5 minutes, taken from hours and hours, and not all of it was at that pitch. Our beat producers work hard to show you the crisp, key moments, but that's what's happening in conservative media. We watch what's happening in our country, and there's the government and the politics of it. There's people, but then there's this middle space of media. I know, yes, I'm also in the media, what they sometimes call the traditional journalism media, but This matters, and this has shifted a lot over the last 4 years, let alone 8, if you go back to when Trump was first inaugurated. It is a different economic environment for the podcasters and a different information environment for the people. And those are a ton of MAGA voices. And what starts with one issue, I showed you people didn't like their stocks tanking and they told their listeners about it, and then opens up space for other issues. Joe Rogan saying he doesn't want a country where speech is censored, especially after Trump and Musk spent all of last year claiming they would do the opposite, and now they've broken those pledges on campus, law firms, you name it. And then third, this Epstein thing, which could become the inflection point. And this is what historians and political scientists study. It's not always clear in advance or during, but over time, sometimes you have a breakage. George W. Bush got reelected, just like Trump did, served 2 terms, and held on through all kinds of scandals. But if you remember Hurricane Katrina, that was the breaking point. A president looking out the window at devastation, overseeing an administration that failed on the ground and then misled or lied about it throughout. And the country, including conservatives, said enough. And he never really came back from it. It was his second term, but it marked the beginning of the political end of George W. Bush, as you might recall, who's not popular on the left, the center, or on foreign policy issues on the right. Because what Katrina exploded opened up a dialogue about real facts and failures that he could never come back from. Now, is Epstein that inflection point? I'll be honest with you. We don't know. We work hard here. We try to bring you the news. We check the sources and the evidence. We don't have crystal ball ability to look into the future. But you can bet everyone around Donald Trump, and he has some political heavy hitters and experts, they know the Katrina history. They know that he has dodged other scandals, but this one feels different. And if it breaks, it could be a very different second term.